Hey, alright, so gonna start with the sliding dovetail. Uh, so for sliding dovetail is basically a joint you can use for a lot of furnitures here. Yeah, so basically this is the mortise, the hole in the piece of wood where you're gonna stuff the tenon. This dovetail looking tongue here. So how it works is basically fit it in through the end here, put it all the way through. Yeah, then this is the joint that you get, something like that. Yeah, so as you can see the top here, so that's why it's called a dovetail, and then because it slides into it, and yeah, that's a sliding dovetail itself. Yeah, so I'll be going through on how to do this joint for this video itself, the different steps, the measurements and stuff like that. Yeah, so for this you actually need a few tools. There will be your back saw, your square, pencil and eraser, and your hammer, the holdfast, 2 scraps of wood, and chisels. Yeah, so basically that's all you need for this joint itself. Yeah. Right, so you can just take one piece of scrap wood here, and then basically fasten it to the side of your bench. So you can take a small piece of wood, just put it against your wood here, so they don't damage the joint, the piece itself. So knock it in. Yeah, so the lines here I've drawn is basically half of the line here is half of this thickness. So the thickness of this scrap wood would be about 45-ish. Yeah, and then basically 22.5 is the center line. Yeah, so draw that line and then square it all around. When you square it, it's basically here and here. Yeah, so draw that line first, and then after that flip it on the side, measure about 6 cm. Yeah, and then square this line all around. So just put the square against the block like that, and just go around it all the way. Yeah, and then once you have this line here and the lines around at the bottom, so this line here is to basically is the full length of the tongue itself. Yeah, so you basically protrude on your joint here, since this piece of block would be about 45. So yeah, and then once you're done with that, put it back here. Yeah, and then how you draw this angle here, especially what I did was I was measuring about 7.5 millimeters from the side here, and then 30 millimeters from the bottom here to the top. Yeah, so basically I make 2 dots here and then just draw a line down. So that's what I did for this the angle itself. Yeah, and then you can actually use a dovetail jig, which isn't part of the set lah. But if you do have it at home, you can actually use that also. You just have to flush the block of flush the jig to the side here. Yeah, and then just draw the angle. So basically 7.5 here from the outside, and then 30 from the bottom here. So I've already drawn the dot here and then a dot here. So what I'm going to do is just basically take a pencil and then just draw the angle. Yeah, so the angle should be about the same, hopefully it is. Yeah, so once you have these 2 angles, you're going to square it on the side here. So just take your square, put it against here. That. And just square it down to the line that you've drawn at the bottom here. Yeah, and then if you're worried that it's not squares or anything like that, you can just measure it. So it's 7.5 at the top, 7.5 at the bottom. Yeah, so yeah, that's basically how you draw the tongue itself. And then what I like to do is I would like to shade the areas that I don't need, the waist area, so I don't confuse myself as to which side I'm going to cut away. Yeah. So if you remove all the shaded areas, basically it'll give you the tongue itself, and it should be, hold on, yeah, should be like that. So yeah, this is what you'll get if you cut away all the waist areas. Yeah, so basically now I'm going to move on to sawing, on how to saw this one, the tongue, and then after that we use the tongue as reference to measure out on the mortise itself. So yeah, we call it a tenon. So tongue or tenons, up to you. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go and set it up.